This will be my fifth time, no, make that sixth time now talking about this shoe. I already talked about when they had announced on Z Sneakerhead and the shoe was gonna be released. I also sat around and talked about when we saw early pairs releasing on YouTube. I came right back and I gave y'all an early look because my boy Smoke Style Guide and we had an early look at the shoe. I came back and I compared this shoe, the Reimagined 3, to the 1988 white cement from 2013. And I let you guys go a day with me on the ball vlog to actually go for the pickup. Now we're going to talk about, we'll go back in time to 1988 and my story, how I got started wearing Jordans on a regular and how somebody did something and it ended up backfiring and working out in my favor. Super Set Kid, aka Mr. Get Your Tank Top Ready. Come you fine people to have my white cement 3 story. Very few people know this story. I hear that you guys have said, white cement 3 is my #1 shoe, and I said I had it in '88. So I'm gonna paint the picture for you guys, what it was like when I actually got this shoe. So, I lived in an apartment complex when I was young. I was going to the 5th grade. So it was probably like, I want to say a week before school, we all playing. Back then, it was football in the street, it was baseball, it was just about, throw up against tackle, it was everything, in the neighborhood. On this particular day though, a guy in my neighborhood, we're gonna say nicknames, his name was Squirrel. Squirrel showed up, with his school shoes on. He had on those black Jordans. They were in the grade school. And he was doing this thing, everybody was like, whoa, boy, he got the Jordans on, I thought it was kind of crazy. I'm like, man, he's gonna be out here playing in his new school shoes. So, everybody talking about, yeah, I'm gonna get these shoes or I'm gonna get that shoes. And me, I told him, I say, I'm gonna get me 3 pair of ponies. Now, before y'all start laughing, I got to tell y'all, now pony was no joke. Now I'm from Athens, Georgia. Dominique Wilkins, Spud Webb, mainly Spud Webb with the dunk contest. Spud Webb wore ponies, and I saw ponies, and I liked the ponies. I really wish they brought them back, because I really would like to get that hot top red and white colorway, but neither here nor there. And I told him, I said, yeah, I'm gonna get the black and white ponies, I'm gonna get the red and white ponies, and I think I wanna get the green and white ponies. And he looked at me straight in my face. He said, y'all just poor. Y'all poor. That's the reason why you wear ponies, because you poor. And I got these J's on. Well, he was saying J's, you said Jordans. And I looked at him, I was like, really, dog? Like, you really coming to me like this? Because I said I want 3 pair of ponies, which we were all on ponies, a year or 2 earlier. So, I thought no more about it. We continued playing. Until I walked in the house to get me some water. My mama looked at me, she said, I heard what he said. Now, keep in mind now, my mom used to always keep the window open right where we used to kind of play it, and she read a lot, because at this time she was actually going to school to become a paralegal. So she read a lot, and she actually heard what he was saying outside. And I told her, she said, what shoes he talking about? I said, the Jordans that came out, Jordan. She said, well, how much they cost? I said, they cost $110. She said, okay, we'll go get them for y'all tomorrow. Yes, yes. I'm like, mama, them $100 shoes. She said, yeah, I know. You want them? I said, yeah, I want them. We'll go get them tomorrow. So, fast forward, we get ready, we go. And I want to keep this in mind. I also talked about, here, don't listen to the video, okay? We go to downtown. Now, downtown had a lot of shoe stores during this time period. Although the mall was booming in '88, downtown still had a lot of shoe stores. And my mom was kind of old school because her family grew up close to downtown Athens. So most of her shopping she would go downtown. They had a place, I know the shoe store is no longer around, it's called Athletic Attic. That's where we got the shoes from, right? So I'm going in and I'm smiling. I'm smiling hard because it's like, man, I'm finna really get some Jordans. Now, you gotta keep in mind that one thing about me and my brother, we did not have grade school feet at this point. I'm in the 5th grade, and I'm pretty sure I'm wearing like a size 8. So, I'm on the grown man tip. I'm not getting the $55 pair, but I'm looking at all these different shoes. I'm just smiling and the Jordans, and then the guy at the shoe store, extremely nice guy. He was explaining to my mother why the shoe was so high. He was talking about the type of cowhide that they were using, and I wasn't thinking about it. I just knew it was some Jordans, and I saw it, ring them up. Now, I have a little brother. Really, he's not a little brother. We 1 year apart. He could care less. Now, the funny part about him, he got dragged into this because he could care less. He could care less about shoes and stuff like that. But, he got them. He with me, okay, we're getting the Jordans. So we get the shoes, I get back home, I kept them secret. I did not talk about it. We had like a week to go for school. I did not talk about them. That's one thing about me. I don't hold a secret for you. Now, I don't hold a secret. I did not talk about them at all. Everybody kept talking about, some people got their Reeboks and everybody was just talking. Well, what you get? I say, I think I'm still getting the ponies. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. First day of school that morning, me and my brother, we get ready to walk to the bus stop. Everybody's eyes just looking. Everybody like, wow, boy, they got the grown man pair on. Boy, they got them Jordans. I mean, this Nike L was just so big on the back. And they were like, everybody was just looking. I'm talking about grown-ups, like parents who at the bus stop, their kids, everybody was looking there like, oh boy, I got them Jordans on their feet, Get on the bus, we stop at different stops. Everybody just, everybody like, wow, man, they got the Jordans. Now, this is not to be braggadocious at all, because this is one of those times when things kind of worked out my way. It was probably no one in my entire elementary school that had these shoes other than me and my brother. I think it might have been one other guy, might have been, but I just remember that day. So we finally get out the bus, first day of school gets started, everybody like, oh, you got the Jordans on, and I'm smiling hard because, I done broke out with the J's. Teacher calls my mother that same day, first day of school, and says, look, could you please let your son leave those shoes at home because they're a distraction. They're distracting all the kids in the classroom.
What?
My mother politely told her, no, I paid $100 for them shoes and he gonna wear them every day. So, funny thing, because it's different. I mean, that's why, it brings joy to me to see younger people liking shoes, because I know that feeling that you get with shoes. And I remember so much being in middle school, taking my shoe off to let people look at it, let people like hold it, and people was like, man, he got them Jordans on. Like everybody, like, yeah, I'm gonna get them. That's why I'm gonna get them. And it was just a real good feeling. But the point that was so funny about it, I would have never got the shoes if he wouldn't have started picking at me and my mama overheard it. That was the crazy part. My mother actually overheard the picking, and that's how I got the shoes. And ever since then, I've always wanted Jordans. Of course, I started the 6th grade Jordans. I think I started the 7th grade Jordans. Like I've always, wanted the Jordans. But it was a lesson that I learned that later that afternoon on the bus. So, everybody's still talking about my shoes. And it was this one person, I'm not gonna say his name, but he know who he is. He pulls out, say, that ain't real snakeskin on them shoes. I got a real snakeskin belt. And that was my first lesson, and you ain't gonna please everybody.
Message.
So always keep that in mind. No matter what you got, you ain't gonna please everybody. It's always gonna be somebody who does not agree with you. But, that is my story about the white cement 3 from 1988. I hope y'all kind of like it because, it's touching to me. And that's another thing. A lot of people don't realize things that happen to you young, you never forget it. I never forgot that day. I never forgot, the look on my mama's face. She was like, we're going to go get y'all them shoes tomorrow. But always remember over here, we keep the body tight, feet right. Later.